So when I first heard the pitch for Odd One Out, I thought, can we do comedy? Is that legal? Halo is such a serious place. We're all going to die. The aliens are coming to blow up Earth, and we're all going to die. There's really no comedy in that. But then I saw the script, and I saw the character designs, and I saw the early animations, and I saw Spartan Elite get eaten by a dinosaur, and I thought, yeah, that's definitely legal, and we definitely have to do this episode.
You know, the Halo world tends to be very serious and dark. So why not do a comedy? And why not do something off the wall? When I started speaking with Microsoft, we exchanged ideas like, having Master Chief walk around all day, in his helmet, because he never takes it off in the game. And so he would take a shower with a helmet, have dinner with a helmet. Ideas like this were being thrown around. And initially, there was a bit of a reservation about going off canon. But I think Microsoft really made a bold decision and decided to allow this off-canon story to happen.
No one else will say it, so I will. The fact that I never give up is one of my good points!
Yeah, approaching non-canon stories, you have to do it really delicately, I think, and really take advantage of the fact that it's not dependent on anything that you've done in previous games. And so you have to take advantage of it and I think have a lot of fun with it. There's a tendency, if it's non-canon, to just have like a watered-down version of or a lukewarm version of the true fiction, and that's the last thing people want. They want to know, I think, that this is non-canonical, and I can really sit back and enjoy this because I'm not going to be dissecting, what is a little bit off or why this character just died because I know that he's going to be in the sequel or something. So there's a lot of fun you can have there and mess with people's perceptions.
These are awesome. It looks so good. Really pleased. Toei is one of the most storied and respected animation houses in Japan. They've been around since the 40s, in fact, and people like Miyazaki got their start there. Even US audiences are familiar with their output, things like Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z, One Piece. They've run the gamut, and we went there knowing that we wanted to do something cute. This is the only story that's off canon in our entire piece, and so we wanted to give them the freedom to have fun with the Halo universe and bring some of their flavor into it, and they certainly did that.
When I had a conversation with Frank and then Joseph, Frank specifically told us that our episode has most freedom compared to other episodes, and I instantly thought of bringing the Dragon Ball main staffs into this Halo universe. I thought that's something that our studio can do best.
The most interesting thing about Toei Animation is that a lot of people have seen their work but may not realize that it's a Toei project. They have been behind some of the most popular anime series of all time. So having them contribute a sort of comedic tone to the Halo Legends series, I thought it was really an interesting choice on their behalf. Especially when you have Daisuke Nishio involved, who's done the Dragon Ball series, which has moments of seriousness, but also moments of just straight out slapstick.
At the very beginning, he was really reluctant on doing this episode because he's a kind of a person who has a ideology against war itself. So even though this is a video game and it has a really solid universe, he was really reluctant how he can take on this universe.
Yoshi did a clever thing and came up with the idea of, rather than telling the story of Spartans or Covenants or the conflict, why not tell the story of a family that lives in this planet, and the Covenant and the Spartans just happen to fall into their world and invade their space. But it's really the story of this family and how they wish to stay away from the conflict itself or not being even aware of it. And I guess that really sparked the interest of the director to flesh out that idea and then turn it into a script form and make it into something that was funny and interesting and also touching.
The Halo universe is wonderfully detailed and fleshed out already. So rather than creating an additional layer on top of that universe, I thought it would be interesting to do something unique and different from the beginning. So we would utilize the motif of existing elements and characters, such as the Spartans, but introduce new elements and themes to this universe, a type of spin-off story.
After we talked about the idea and the story with Frank, Nishio and I, we agreed instantly that we need the Nakatsuru. But The problem is Nishio, the director, is kind of a person who walks real slow. And Nakatsuru is also kind of person who walks real slow. So the head of the studio told me that there's no way we put these two together. And that's the reason for the last 25 years, they're now working together.
Well, this was sort of a reunion project of the creative team that worked on the Dragon Ball series, especially the reunion with the character designer Nakazuru and myself. All the team members, with Nakazuru at the center, reunited to bring back and channel the passion that we had during the production of Dragon Ball. We all wanted to project that creative passion and energy for this episode, but we also wanted to utilize the latest anime techniques that were unavailable to us during production on Dragon Ball.
Even after the Dragon Ball series ended its run, I was involved with doing Dragon Ball arts for creator Akira Toriyama. So I guess over time my visual touches, or even comedic timing, grew to absorb Toriyama-san's style. When you look at the original characters in this episode, you could probably see the Dragon Ball influence in my design proportion and balance.
I think everybody in the industry wanted to have these two together, and they too wanted to work together for so long, for the last 25 years, because they made such a legendary big hit series of Dragon Ball Z. I tried to convince the head of the studios for so long, and I don't think they haven't been convinced even now when almost the episode is finished.
They're not exactly known for delivering materials on time. Yoshi really took it on his chin, but you know, it's actually to his credit that the Odd One Out was actually was delivered the earliest. He was able to bring this great team together and deliver the fastest of all the studios.
So in some ways, the Toei episode was the riskiest and least risky proposition, because it's risky because anytime you go off canon, you're going to upset some portion of the fans. But by the same token, if it's presented to them as non-canonical and a piece of fun and a thing that you should enjoy on its own merits and on its lightness, then there's no risk at all. We could have had anything in there. We could have had a dinosaur biting a Spartan. Oh wait, we did.
Those guys are funny. I mean, it's always great to take something that's over the top serious like Halo and poke fun at it and use it as a vehicle to drive comedy. And good comedy is rare, so we all appreciate that. I would love to see more comedy in the Halo universe. I can't do it. I'm not that funny.